And we are off and underway. Well, it is Arsenal looking to launch their first attack here with Aubameyang in towards Lacazette. Plenty had committed forward to the attack. Just a little delay here whilst they have a quick check of that challenge on Lacazette. Lee Mason is the video assistant referee back in the hub.
I mean, I suppose you can come from the angle of the fact that Craig Dawson's made no contact with the ball, but there isn't much contact with Lacazette either. I think he's got a right to just jump towards the ball. They've come together. I think it'd be extremely harsh if VAR to review that and view it as a penalty.
Well, the longer this is taking, the more the likelihood perhaps that it is going to be given as a penalty against Craig Dawson. All that planning in the week, everything on the line today, and right from the start we might be about to see the penalty awarded here by Mike Dean. Didn't give it at the time. Still the check continues.
It's a long check, isn't it? I mean, they're having a long, hard look at this because this is a significant decision, isn't it? And I'm not sure if the contact... There is contact, and you have to say Dawson doesn't play the ball. But it's very early on in the game. The players are finding their feet. Lacazette didn't have the ball under any kind of control. I think it's a very harsh decision to give that as a penalty.
Just to further complicate the situation, there might have been even an offside in the build-up. That's what they're looking at now, which would suggest they think the challenge merits a penalty. But was it offside in the build-up to negate that?
Well, it looks very tight, doesn't it? You can see why it's taking so long. If we're trying to be accurate to this kind of detail.
Well, they've come to the conclusion that it is a penalty. It is Aubameyang. It's coolly converted. And Watford's Premier League position is all the more precarious, behind already from the penalty spot.
Well, how is Craig Dawson feeling? How's Hayden Mullins feeling at the moment, having set his team up to set their stall out, and now they're going to have to completely change tact? Aubameyang never in doubt for me. Lovely penalty, just strokes it into that bottom corner. Gives Foster absolutely no chance.
The problems piling up from the opening exchanges for Hayden Mullins and his men. This is Doucouré. Abdoulaye Doucouré to whip it in. Well, Welbeck was going for the spectacular. Ismaïla Sarr was in there as well. He was the one that was closest to capitalising. Femenea just got his foot to that first ahead of Kieran Tierney, so it opens up here for Ismaïla Sarr. And still with Sarr. Tries to pick the pass, Doucouré. And then it's blocked away, Pereyra's effort. They just took a little too long.
I cannot believe that Sarr hasn't pulled the trigger here. Gets himself into a great position. He's not offside. David Luiz tries to step up, play him offside. The moment he cuts inside, you really feel this is on, just to stroke it into the corner. He plays the ball back. It's difficult for Doucouré to hit that first time. There was too much pace on that pass. It has to come wide again. The opportunity goes. It's a massive chance for Watford.
Again, we see Arsenal taking a chance in playing their way out from the back, but this is the flip side. They have options in attack now with Pepe. Delivering dangerously towards Aubameyang, trying to tee up the strike. Oh, and it's in from Tierney. And they've got a second goal here, Arsenal. Kieran Tierney has his first in Gunners' colours to pile on the punishment for Watford. Their worries increase further. It's been a nightmare start for them on this final day. 2 behind inside the opening quarter of the contest.
Well, it's just the difference, isn't it, between the two teams, is the quality and the final product, and Arsenal have that. I think this takes a deflection, but they've got the calmness of Aubameyang, and Tierney just takes his time, strokes the ball. I think it does take a big deflection off. Will Hughes just comes in and almost clips him in the arm or the chest. Just there. Whether or not that just diverts the ball on target, I think it was on target anyway, personally, but it's very difficult to tell. But it's that type of quality that Arsenal possess. It just makes the difference.
Two Arsenal supporters who really have, as we say, taken him to their hearts since his arrival from Glasgow. Decent distance on that towards Holding, he just missed it, but Aubameyang there is going for the spectacular, and how about that? Oh, it's 3-0 and it's another for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It's all falling apart for Watford in this first half here. Their Premier League tenure surely coming to an end in North London this afternoon, but it's an outstanding individual goal from Aubameyang when little looked on.
Well, you have to applaud the finish and touch, but you have to have a little look at the Watford defending. It's so static, statuesque. Aubameyang will do these type of things if you allow him. It's great touch, almost like half volleyed with his studs, and just to pull out that overhead kick. But the Watford defenders have to get tighter. Dawson has to throw his head in there and just try and manoeuvre himself into the ball, but you really have to applaud the quality of that finish from Aubameyang. Absolutely brilliant.
Relatively recently. Touch for Doucouré. Welbeck trying to get there against David Luiz. Martinez is called into action again here. They are appealing for the challenge on Danny Welbeck though, and the referee's given it. Mike Dean points to the penalty spot again.
Yeah, I think the contact from Luiz came in just after Doucouré got his toe on the ball. He's definitely kicked him on the side of the leg. As Doucouré gets the touch, it's a lovely little one touch there by Doucouré, and Welbeck just gets there ahead of David Luiz.
Troy Deeney, powerful penalty. He is into double figures for this Premier League season. Watford's record Premier League goal scorer. Unlikely to be enough to keep them in the Premier League, but you just never quite know. Deeney was always going to have his say today.
Well, that's his usual power, isn't it? I think Martinez kind of read the penalty really, really well, but the power just takes it past him. I mean, he barely moves, Martinez, because I think he knows Deeney's going to go straight down the middle, but the speed and the force that he hit the ball just wasn't able to react.
Yeah, this could be a major moment. Roberto Pereyra with the responsibility. Well, you could see what he was trying. It was awkward though for Danny Welbeck. Didn't quite have the angle from there. Replaced by this man, Mariappa, who's going to take the throw and gets very decent distance on it. Comes all the way through. Messina and over. Real chance for Adam Messina. Caught it with plenty of power, but snatched at it a little.
Well, these are the chances, aren't they, that you have to take in Watford's position. It's a bit of a goalmouth scramble. The only thing I will say is the ball's sitting up quite high. He's really got to try and get his knee over the ball to keep it down. Hayden Mullins knows if that goes in, that one goal changes the complex of this match massively.
Dani Ceballos working it well. Watford appealing for the flag, which isn't going to come, and Foster is required to make the save. Keep out Maitland-Niles.
Clever play here from Dani Ceballos. A lovely little reverse pass here. He looks one way and just passes that ball inside. I think it's the right back Mariappa keeping everyone on. Maitland-Niles does what Sarr probably should have done in the first half for Watford, which was cut inside and get a shot off, but Ben Foster really strong left hand.
Despite the fact that it is Watford who have it here, looking for Deeney. Welbeck back towards Deeney, back towards Danny Welbeck again. Big save by Martinez. Will it come for Pereyra? Not quite. Ceballos was across and read the danger. Here come the Hornets once more. Ismaïla Sarr fizzing it in. Oh, they've got the goal this time. Welbeck with the touch. And hope for the Hornets. If they are going to go down today, they are doing so fighting now from 3 behind at the Emirates. It's 3-2.
It's been coming, isn't it? We've had that chance a minute ago, but Arsenal unlocked here. Kolasinac doesn't get out with enough intensity, but it's a super pass. You have to say it's a lovely whipped ball from Sarr, lots of pace along the ground. Welbeck had ghosted into that area. We haven't seen him in this area enough, especially in the first half, but he's took a gamble this time. Certainly paid off.
It will be Roberto Pereyra, and it is a whisker away. Martinez will claim he had it covered.
About a foot or two wide. It was the right height, wasn't it? Gets it up. over the wall, just too much pull on it, just drags it.
Just delaying the restart. He's the latest name taken. Now Ismaïla Sarr, Kolasinac with him. Sarr still going strong. Oh, Welbeck with a wonderful flick, matched by the save from Martinez. Must have thought there, Danny Welbeck, he was about to level it up. Astonishing stuff.
He can't believe it, Welbeck, can he? He's done absolutely brilliantly to improvise with that chance. Trying to backheel it into the goal, but Martinez almost read it, didn't he? Saw what was going to happen. Got over to his right-hand side. Deeney does brilliantly. This is the pace from Sarr. Knows he's got the beating of Kolasinac. He just can't quite get enough pace on it, Welbeck, can he? It's a really difficult one to generate your own power. But Martinez does so well to get down to his right-hand side.
Into added time at the Emirates. Messina will leave it for Chalobah to clip it in, and it's just over the top. Just over the top from Deeney. Agony for the captain as the seconds tick away. Another chance comes and goes, and relegation is looming.
Just can't believe how easy that is for Deeney to head that. I'm really surprised he hasn't hit the target. Just a bit of pressure from Holding, I think, just almost wrestling him, but fully expected him to keep that header down, and anything on target would have probably ended in a goal.
Well, that is the full-time whistle, and that is the end of the road for Watford in the Premier League for now. Their 5-season stay in the top flight is ended at the Emirates in a performance really which sums up their season. A nightmare start, a spirited revival which threatened a comeback but ultimately ends in despair, having fallen short. The damage done here in the opening half an hour or so when they trailed by 3-0. They hauled themselves back into contention without quite being able to get close enough. That goal from Danny Welbeck got it back to 3-2 on his first return to the Emirates. Another big chance followed shortly afterwards that was saved by Emi Martinez. There are so many moments of those tight margins, not just today but over the course of the campaign, that these Watford players will be reflecting on right now. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with a couple of goals for Arsenal today. Tierney on target as well. Deeney from the penalty spot. Welbeck scoring as well. But it is not enough for Watford. They've been beaten at the Emirates. Arsenal 3, Watford 2.
Hello. Click here to subscribe.